My name's Karen. I'm a friend of Michelle's, and she asked me to do a video, and I really want to do this video. It may give one person a little bit of hope. Sometimes it takes a village, and there's powers in numbers. And many years ago, I had gone through tolerance withdrawal, and I had been on Klonopin, and it was for sleep. And the first time I took Klonopin, I knew it was exactly what I needed. I couldn't believe it was like a miracle drug. And I stayed on Klonopin. It was for about 2 to 3 years. And I loved it. I knew that this was what was missing in my life. It took every stress away. I was able to sleep, not very long, not very long at all. I think that it's one of the drugs that it lies to you. Any benzodiazepam lies to you. It seems like a wonder drug until you realize that your life has been robbed. I reached a place that I couldn't even feel my feelings any longer. I couldn't see right. I couldn't hear right. I couldn't feel my skin. When I had completely gone off of Klonopin, that's when I actually felt those symptoms exasperate. And I didn't know what was wrong with me. It took me a while to come off of the drug because I needed it. It was either in a drawer or on my table, but I knew where it was always. I knew where that drug was when I needed it. And it's funny because I had never had an experience like that in my life, where I knew I needed something to get through a situation. See, I wasn't a person of that nature. I knew what to do in life, and I had everything together. And for a while, I thought that the drug actually helped me put life together and keep life together. And I once had an aunt that noticed something wasn't right with me. And it was then that I realized that this drug wasn't helping me. And what I had thought it helped me with actually just increased my symptoms. And I knew that I needed to get off the drug. And that's when my life was no longer my life. My life, I felt I even missed some time of my own life, which I did. I had decided that I was like a robot. I would get up, do what I was supposed to do what I had to do, and act normal. And that was huge. Feeling like I had to act normal. I had asked for help. I remember a sister, I said to her, the one person that I thought I could trust, and I asked her, let's go to the hospital. I truly thought somehow I must have ingested something toxic. And that's where I was at. My aunt looked at me, and I realized I was missing life, and I thought I ingested something toxic. And my sister had looked at me and said, oh, we're not going to do that. You know, they'll think you're off your rocker. Whatever you're going through, you're all right. You're going to get through this. And I knew I wasn't right. I knew I needed help. I could not be around people. My anxiety was through the roof. I needed to close myself off in a room. I can remember shaking. I can remember not being able to put together a complete thought. And any thought that I could put together was negative. I wasn't going to get through this. I'm going to land in a mental institution. This is where I was at then. It's been a while. I'm trying to give you exactly what happened to me. This is probably the best I can do at the moment. I said to myself tonight after shoveling, which something I never thought I could ever do again, was to be physical or be active in life. But I said, this is important, and it's now or never. And I do need to just tell you that you're going to get through this. I need to tell you that these symptoms, you will heal. These symptoms will dissipate. You have to go easy with yourself. I remember that, and some of you may be in a place where you'll never think you're going to heal, but you will. That's a guarantee, you will. I figure if I healed, I know you're going to heal. But I'll back it up a little bit and just some of the feelings that I had. You're in this place of desolation, isolation, and you can't even talk to anybody because they're not going to understand. And then there's this judgment that comes in, and people judge you. Some do. My family, I did not have any help. I was alone. I went off the drug because I felt my life was being robbed. I couldn't feel right anymore. And the symptoms that I took it for originally, for sleep or for stress, now I had all those symptoms regardless. And an aunt had noticed, as I said previously, an aunt noticed that something wasn't quite right. And she asked me, is everything okay? And I went into protective mode. I think that's important because I don't know if many people have this mode, but I did. I felt I had to protect. I had to protect myself from looking crazy. I had to act normal now. It was very important that I acted normal, and so that's why I say life was robbed. My life was completely robbed while I was on the drug, and then through the tolerance withdrawal, which the acute lasted for me about 6 to 8 months. But it did take me almost 2 years until I healed. And I say complete healed because the healing process, it was a process. And there were days that I felt better, and I said, oh, I can get through life like this. And then there were days that I felt as though I was back at square one, and that it was a lie. It's all a lie. And that's what happens, is these negative perpetuating thoughts continued in my mind, and I couldn't speak with anybody, and I didn't have a support system. And so if any of you are in that place where you're by yourself and you don't think that there's any hope, I just want you to know you are going to heal. You have to go easy with yourself. Go very easy with yourself. And just remember where you were back at day one, and look how far you've come today. And as life started to unfold, and I realized that, gee, I'm a little bit better. When I had finally put these, I was, as I said, on Klonopin, when I put them down and I said never again, I truly thought I was going to feel as I did years ago. I just didn't realize my battle had just begun. And it took, as I said, completely 3 years. And I enrolled into nursing school. And it was the best thing I could have done. I feel that for me, I needed to jump back into life once I started to be able to feel my feelings and cope. Coping was the big one. I felt like I couldn't cope. I went on the drug because I couldn't cope. I went off the drug because I couldn't cope. And then one day, when I was coping, I jumped into nursing school. And that was, as I said, the best thing I could have done. And I felt that also there's an intellectual healing that needed to happen through study. But that came later in my journey. And I keep looking down because I did write a few footnotes that I did want to share with people. And I wouldn't want to miss an important one because there are many. I don't want to bore you with all the details, but I guess I'm doing this video because I just want you to know that you are going to heal. You do have to believe this. You do have to believe this. I didn't even have my God. I had turned my back on God many years ago. So I had no family, I had no God, I had nothing. Nothing but perpetuating negative thinking and all these symptoms that seemed like eternity. And I knew I had reached a place that I wasn't going to live anymore. And I suppose that's one of the reasons for this video, is if anybody out there is feeling like you're not going to be able to go on another day, just hold on for another 5 minutes. It will get better. It will get better. I promise you that. And my heart is full of joy. It is full of joy these days. That was my word for last year, joy. This year is the year of miracles, in case anybody wants to know this year's. So as I look over my list here, I think that might be enough to give you at this moment. For anybody that's struggling at this moment, continue to try to think good thoughts. If a negative thought comes in, just tell your own mind it's a lie. It's just a lie. You are going to heal. Also, take care of your body. Your cells are repairing. They need nutrition. It's very important, not just because I became a nurse. It's kind of funny. But you need nutrition. You need some oils. I'm trying to think. Almonds are good. Walnuts are good. Olive oil is good. That actually improves you could say, the chemical, your own natural hormones and chemicals need to move and regulate. And it's essential that you have your essential oils. Very important for neuro, B12 too, and vitamin D. But just a little bit, just balance is key. Balance is key. Go easy with yourself. If you need to take yourself out of the scene and go to a room, as I did, I used to go into the room all the time. After I got tired of acting normal in front of everybody, I would go into my own room where I knew I could be at somewhat peace, if you called it peace. You'll do what you need to do to heal. And if nobody understands, that's their problem. You don't have anything to ever explain. You know who you are. You know you're inside, regardless of the circumstances. You know you're in there. And you know, even though you might not be able to get up and make a cup of tea as you used to, you will one day. And you have nothing to ever explain, because one day they come, family, friends, and they want to know what happened. And I don't explain. A lot of people weren't there then. And that was the time that truly you do need a support system. But as you heal, you don't need that support system any longer. And they wouldn't understand if you tried to explain. So I didn't put myself through that. Why bother to put myself through that when it's just heal, 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 and never look back. Never, ever look back. Just look from this day forward. I want to thank you all. I wish you all so much joy and miracles this year coming. It is a miraculous year. Don't forget that.